Warning, watch this video or you will regret it. They used to be the breadwinners, the ones who worked hard all their lives to provide their children and grandchildren with a future. Yet as they age, they become quieter, lonelier, and sometimes suffer injuries that no one recognizes. Abuse is not always physical violence. It can be cold meals, indifferent looks, careless words. Gradually, they no longer dare to speak up, no longer want to share, because they know if you speak out, no one will listen. This cruelty is not loud, but it erodes self-esteem and the feeling of being loved, causing many elderly people to die slowly in their own homes. Signs of silent abuse. People often think that elder abuse must be something terrible, being beaten, being scolded. But the truth is that there are wounds that do not leave marks on the skin, but are deeply engraved in the soul. An elderly person living in abuse may still have 3 meals a day, still have a roof over their head, but lack the most important thing, respect and love. They are treated like a burden. Children and grandchildren do not talk to them, do not ask them questions, only see them as a shadow. There are meals when the whole family laughs and talks, but the elderly just eat quietly in silence. They are fed, but no one asks if they like it. They are forced into a corner of the house because they are involved, because they are annoying. They open their mouths to comment, but are told, "What do you know?" Over time, they keep quiet. Abuse can also come from neglect, not taking them to the doctor when they need it, not letting them participate in community activities, not encouraging them to exercise, not making them feel that they are still valuable. A common sign is that they gradually become withdrawn, quiet, even depressed. A person who used to be cheerful now sits quietly looking out the window all day. This is not, "That's how old you are," but a warning sign. We must not ignore these signs, because when abuse becomes a habit, the elderly will begin to believe that they deserve it. And that is the scariest thing. Why do many people not recognize this abuse? The heartbreaking thing is that many acts of elder abuse take place in silence because the perpetrators themselves do not realize that they are doing something wrong. They call it too busy to take care of, mother is old, she doesn't understand, or simply, it's good that father is home to eat and sleep. It is this rationalized indifference that makes abuse invisible. Modern society is running after speed, productivity, and personal success. In this cycle, the elderly, slow, needing a lot of care, not creating economic value, are easily seen as something that hinders. Many young people believe that as long as they provide adequate meals and a place to sleep, they have fulfilled their duties. But the truth is that the elderly need more than that. They need to be listened to, respected, and to feel fully present in family life. Another reason why abuse is overlooked is because the elderly themselves stay silent. They do not complain or protest, partly because they are afraid of upsetting their children and grandchildren, partly because they are used to enduring. Some people think, "I am old, I live one day at a time. Why bother my children and grandchildren?" It is this patience that makes their pain invisible and increasingly worse. Elder abuse is not just an act. It is also a lack of care, a lack of connection, and sadly, many families live with it every day without even realizing it. Long-term psychological impact of elder abuse. Abuse not only leaves wounds on the body, but also creates silent scars in the soul. Elderly people, when treated coldly, looked down upon, or scolded frequently, easily fall into a state of loss of self-esteem. They begin to believe that they are a burden, useless, and extra in the very home that was once filled with the laughter of their children and grandchildren. That mental pain is not small. When no one asks about them, listens to them, or shares with them, the elderly easily fall into depression, a common but often overlooked mental illness. They sleep less, eat less, and gradually lose interest in life. Many people even choose to quietly withdraw, withdraw into a small room, not talk, and do not want to live anymore. Elderly people who are abused also often experience feelings of fear and insecurity. They fear becoming a bigger burden if they get seriously ill, fear being abandoned, and fear that no one will find out tomorrow if something happens to them. These fears slowly eat away at their spirit, causing their health to decline rapidly. The psychological impact goes further. The elderly lose faith in their own families, lose connection with society, and lose the meaning of life. There is nothing more painful than living while feeling like you are waiting to be forgotten. This is not normal aging. It is a spiritual decline, quiet and lonely. How to recognize and prevent elder abuse early. Elder abuse is not always a beating or harsh scolding. Sometimes it is hidden behind prolonged silence, indifferent eyes, or skipping a meal. Therefore, it is important that we, the people around us, learn to listen and observe more carefully. Some warning signs include the elderly suddenly become quiet, avoid contact, or are startled by loud noises. They may have changes in their living habits, eat poorly, have prolonged insomnia, or have bruises without a clear cause. These signs should not be ignored because they can be silent cries for help. Preventing elder abuse is not only the responsibility of the family, but also of the whole community. If you are a neighbor, you can pay attention to unusual changes. If you are a healthcare worker or caregiver, pay attention to the attitude of the elderly when they go to the doctor, and don't be afraid to ask a little more. More importantly, create an environment where the elderly are listened to and trusted. They need to know that if they are hurt, whether physically or mentally, they have the right to speak up. And when they speak up, there will be people on their side. Finally, it is necessary to raise awareness in society. Organizing talks, workshops, and media campaigns on this topic will help many people realize that abuse sometimes comes from seemingly harmless habits, but leaves wounds that cannot be healed. The elderly do not deserve to be forgotten, let alone abused. They are the ones who have spent their whole lives taking care of others, and now it is time for them to be loved and protected. If you see a quiet elderly person, ask them a question. If you are living with your parents, give them a hug. Don't wait until they leave to regret not protecting them from silent pain. Please share this video, like and subscribe to the channel to spread the message. The elderly deserve to be loved. Each of your shares is a small step towards a more humane society.